there are a huge number of outbreaks that are happening at daycares, particularly among really little kids who aren't wearing masks in those environments. We know that kids don't spread it as much. Is that true with the variants?
Well, we know that the variants are more infectious, so that is changing the calculus. It's changing the
Yeah.
calculus in schools. Daycares have gone tremendously well. They've been open throughout, right? That's one of the places that's never, almost never closed. We've stopped talking about what we talked about a lot a year ago about schools and daycares. There should just be a lot fewer kids in the
Mhm.
groups, right? Like, and we wouldn't have had the school problems we do have if we didn't have 30 kids in a class, if we had 10 or 15. And I hope we'll get back to talking about those discussions after COVID.
Yeah.
School was not a great atmosphere in the first place before this, and we need to be reminded that there's things that can be fixed. And the same is true with daycare. What groups do you have? How do kids mingle? It's not realistic for a kid under 2 to wear a mask. It's not going to happen, so we have to adapt. Make sure
Yeah.
the workers are safe, that they get rapid testing, etc. We have different ways of protecting different populations.
I saw a story the other day that is actually one of those stories that made me then like want to curl up in a ball and cry. And it said, we need to start talking about how we're going to save the next school year. And I thought, oh God, like, are we actually looking at another year in which our kids are going to be put in this? But I think that's true that we have to start thinking about the fall and what's going to happen. Are kids going to be able to get vaccinated this year?
I think I'm an optimist on this count. I think we have so much vaccine rolling out that we're going to get every adult who wants to be vaccinated by September. I think we could do it by Canada Day if we set our mind to it, honestly, if you
Yeah.
look at the numbers. And then what do you do? Well, then you start working on kids. So I sort of have this fantasy that school resumes next September with a huge, massive vaccination campaign, kind of like polio back
Mm.
in the mid 1950s. It would be very symbolic, and it would be really uplifting, to see our kids vaccinated then. So right now, no vaccine is for anyone under 16. There's some rare places where we can do 12-year-olds, and there's some 12-year-olds are being done in Canada with specific illnesses. But all the big tests are being done now. So we're going to have data on kids very soon. The preliminary data is very, very promising that they react exactly the same as adults. All we have to tweak now is what's the dose. Kids are smaller, so they're going to need a smaller dose. Hopefully, kids will only need one shot. I think that's the aim. So make
Yeah.
sure we can just get one shot for children. That's way easier. Do it as they go into school. And I think in the next school year, I think we have to make a decision that we're going to have school next year, and then work from there and say, this is how we're going to do it. We're going to vaccinate everybody. We're going to have smaller classes. We're going to work on ventilation. So there's a lot that can be done between now and the next school year. But I think you're right. I think this school year is kind of out the window.
I really do hope that we take that seriously of the idea that we need to start thinking about the next school year now, because if we wait until July or August, it's going to be too late.